I believe the body of an army Jawan was found in an old bunker in Siachin 38 years after he went missing in an avalanche while on patrol. This is breaking news we're receiving. The Scenic Group Center, this is in Rani Khet in Kumaon Garhwal, on Sunday identified the body as that of Chandrasekhar Harbola of the 19th Kumaon Regiment. It's thought that in 1984, during clashes between India and Pakistan over Siachin, Lance Naik Chandrasekhar Harbola had lost his life in a blizzard. Take a look right now at reactions that we're getting about this discovery. Then we'll carry on. We'll meet a reporter.
वो तो टूट ही गई थी। 8-10 साल तक तो लगता था शायद आ जाएंगे, उसके बाद से फिर कोई वो नहीं। अब तो 38 साल हो चुके। फोन आया था, एक कोड से आया था, फिर मुझे यूनिट से आया था 19 कुमाऊं।
मैं तो टूट चुकी थी हमारी।
हाँ।
पर अब कहीं पे सही लग रहा है कि हम अपने हाथों से उनका वो कर पाएंगे, पर दुख भी हो रहा है क्योंकि हम भूल चुके थे, घाव फिर से रिपीट हो रहा है।
My colleague Tejinder Singh with us right now to bring us more information on this story. Tejinder, it's obviously so heartbreaking to watch a family react. You know, as we just heard his daughter say, of course, it is one kind of closure, but still it is incredibly heartbreaking. Could you bring us more details?
Yes, indeed, it is heartbreaking for the family because their wait has ended after a gap of more than 38 years. You see, the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar were recovered from Siachen Glacier after a gap of 38 years. As per the army, you see, Chandrasekhar was buried when an avalanche hit his camp on 29th of May 1984. But also it shows about something about the army, that they are not going to leave their men behind. For 38 long years, the search for the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar continued, and yesterday we know that the Northern Army Command, they said that finally after a search of 38 long years, they were able to recover the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar. So these are the brave men who, braving all the hostilities of the weather vagaries, they ensured that the frontiers of this nation are safe. But it also shows about the ethos of the army, that they will not leave their men behind. For 38 long years, this search continued, and finally, the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar were recovered. And also, as you rightly pointed out, Toya, that this brings a sense of closure for the family, because for past 38 years, though they all knew that their family member was not alive, but they wanted to be sure when the mortal remains could be found. So they have been searching they have been approaching the army, and on their part, the army continued its search for 38 long years, and after a gap of 38 years, the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar were brought to his hometown, where the final rites would be performed as per all the military rituals. Yes.
Tejinder, if you could also bring us more details right now on the entire area's reaction. Kumaon obviously is, and our audiences may already know this, is a region that has very, very high rates of participation in the army. So I'm assuming this is a piece of news that touched those who were a part of his village too. Could you bring us more context?
You see, we know that Kumaon has been sending their kids and kins to join the army. There is a dedicated Kumaon regiment within the army, and these are the people who fight the enemy. They guard the frontiers of the nation without caring about their safety, without caring about their life. And today, when the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar were brought to his native village, the people in large number came to pay their final respects to Lance Naik Chandrasekhar, because for past 38 years, the people here, they have been waiting for this day when the mortal remains of Lance Naik Chandrasekhar, who died because of an avalanche, rather he attained martyrdom while serving the nation 38 years ago on May 29th, 1984, when an avalanche had hit the Siachen Glacier, where he was deployed. So after a gap of 38 years, the mortal remains were recovered, and finally, not only the family members, but the entire area would get the opportunity to pay their last respect to this brave son of the soil who laid down his life for the nation. Yes, Toya.
Okay, Tejinder, thank you so much for bringing us those developments. For our